Welcome back to the channel everyone, and a huge warm greeting to all the passionate collectors, curious treasure hunters, history lovers, and anyone who has ever glanced at a simple penny and wondered if it could secretly change their life, because today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and mysterious stories in the world of modern numismatics. The legendary tale of the 1989 1-cent coin that is believed by many experts and collectors to be worth up to $18 million due to a remarkable combination of minting errors, production mistakes, transitional metal anomalies, die varieties, and extremely rare circumstances that transformed what should have been an ordinary everyday coin into a potential once-in-a-lifetime discovery. And as you listen closely, imagine yourself holding a tiny copper-colored coin between your fingers, a coin that millions of people have ignored, spent, or tossed into jars, yet within that humble surface may exist the exact imperfections that collectors dream about, because the 1989 1-cent was produced during a highly complex period in United States mint history when technological upgrades, material testing, die fatigue, quality control challenges, and experimental processes overlapped in ways that created the perfect storm for extraordinary errors to slip into circulation unnoticed. And to truly understand why a single penny could reach a valuation of $18 million, we must explore every possible layer of what went wrong, what went different, and what made this particular year and denomination so special, beginning with the broader context of the late 1980s when the U.S. Mint was producing billions of Lincoln cents annually at multiple facilities including Philadelphia and Denver, using high-speed presses designed for volume rather than perfection, which meant that even though most coins were struck correctly, a tiny fraction experienced dramatic flaws such as off-metal strikes, wrong planchet usage, double dies, misaligned dies, incomplete strikes, die clashes, die breaks, and transitional compositions that were never intended for public release, and the 1989 cent exists at the crossroads of all these possibilities, making it a prime candidate for the most valuable error coin ever theorized, especially when rumors and documented cases suggest that a small number of cents from this year may have been struck on experimental bronze or foreign planchets, or even leftover copper alloy blanks that differed significantly from the standard composition, which alone would elevate the value into the millions, but when combined with visible strike errors, doubled design elements, or missing mint marks, the value increases exponentially, because collectors are not just paying for rarity, they are paying for a story frozen in metal, a physical record of a mistake that should never have happened, and one of the most compelling theories surrounding the $18 million valuation centers on the possibility of a 1989 cent struck on a transitional metal planchet, particularly one composed of an alloy not officially sanctioned for that year, as by 1989 the mint had long since transitioned to copper-plated zinc cents, yet experimental testing of alternative alloys and leftover planchets from earlier periods were still present in mint facilities. And if even one zinc core blank was mistakenly replaced by a solid copper or bronze planchet from an earlier batch, the resulting coin would not only have the wrong weight and composition but would represent an undocumented mint error of the highest magnitude, especially if confirmed by metallurgical analysis, and such a coin would be unique or nearly unique, placing it in the same category as the most famous wrong planchet errors in U.S. history, which have sold for millions. But the story does not end there, because collectors believe that some 1989 cents also exhibit extreme double die obverse characteristics, where the date, lettering, and Lincoln's portrait appear visibly doubled due to a misalignment during the die creation process, and while minor doubling is common and often dismissed, dramatic hub doubling that affects multiple design elements consistently is exceedingly rare, and when paired with the correct date and mint combination, it becomes a numismatic jackpot. And there are whispers within the collecting community of a 1989 double die cent so strong that the doubling can be seen without magnification, with clear separation lines on the numerals of the date and the word Liberty, and if such a coin were struck on the wrong planchet or featured an additional error like a missing mint mark or rotated die, its value would not merely add up, it would multiply, because collectors compete fiercely for coins that combine multiple major errors into a single specimen. And another powerful contributor to the $18 million valuation theory lies in die cap and brockage errors, where a coin becomes stuck to a die and impresses its design onto subsequent blanks, creating mirrored or distorted images that are visually stunning and extremely rare, and if a 1989 cent experienced a full obverse or reverse brockage while also being struck off-center or on an incorrect planchet, the resulting coin would be a one-of-a-kind artifact. The kind that museums and elite private collectors would battle over regardless of price. And then there is the possibility of a missing or incorrect mintmark error, which, while subtle to the untrained eye, can carry enormous significance, especially if documentation proves that a coin was struck at one mint but lacks the identifying mark, or worse, bears the wrong one entirely, something that theoretically should be impossible yet has happened in rare historical cases due to die mix-ups. And a 1989 cent with a confirmed mintmark anomaly combined with other strike errors would immediately rise into legendary status, and beyond visible errors, weight anomalies play a crucial role in determining extraordinary value, as a 1989 cent weighing significantly more or less than the standard 2.5 grams could indicate an off-metal strike, clipped planchet, or incorrect alloy, all of which require advanced testing to confirm but once verified can transform a common-looking penny into a multi-million-dollar treasure. And collectors often emphasize that the true value of such a coin lies not only in its physical characteristics but also in its certification, provenance, and uniqueness, because a coin graded and authenticated by a top-tier service with clear documentation of its errors becomes a permanent part of numismatic history, and when experts theorize about an $18 million valuation, they are imagining a perfect convergence of factors. A 1989 1-cent struck on an experimental or foreign planchet, displaying dramatic double die features, possibly missing or incorrect mintmarks, exhibiting off-center or brockage characteristics, and surviving in a relatively high state of preservation, because condition still matters even with error coins, and a well-preserved specimen commands exponentially higher prices, and it is important to understand that such valuations are not assigned casually, they are based on precedent, market demand, and the psychology of elite collectors who seek to own something no one else can, and history has shown time and again that when a coin is truly unique and backed by undeniable evidence, price ceilings vanish, as seen with famous error coins from other years that have shattered expectations at auction, and the mystique surrounding the 1989 cent is amplified by the fact that many believe it is still out there, undiscovered, hiding in a collection, a roll of pennies, or even a forgotten jar, because during the late 1980s, error awareness among the general public was far lower than it is today, and countless unusual coins were spent unknowingly, which fuels the hope and excitement that keeps collectors searching, weighing, inspecting, and analyzing every 1989 penny they encounter, and this ongoing hunt adds to the legend, because a coin that is rumored but not widely confirmed creates anticipation, speculation, and storytelling, all of which increase its perceived value, and even if only one such coin exists, its discovery would instantly rewrite the price guides and dominate headlines across the collecting world. And when we talk about $18 million, we are not just talking about metal and mistakes, we are talking about rarity multiplied by narrative, by the idea that this coin represents a moment when human error intersected with industrial-scale production, creating something unintended yet extraordinary, and this is why collectors obsess over minute details like die polish lines, strike pressure anomalies, rim thickness variations, and plating errors, because each clue brings them closer to identifying something truly special, and the 1989 cent offers a unique canvas for all these possibilities, as it was produced in massive quantities yet during a time of experimentation and transition, making it statistically inevitable that something remarkable slipped through, and the reason this coin continues to capture imagination is because it reminds us that value does not always come from perfection, but from imperfection, from mistakes that tell a deeper story, and for those watching right now, the takeaway is clear: never underestimate the humble penny, especially one from 1989, because while most are worth face value, the right combination of errors and mistakes could place one into the realm of legends. Next, 1996 1-cent coin. Today for an exciting exploration into the captivating world of rare coins and numismatic wonders, today we focus on a very special and highly sought-after coin from the late 20th century, the 1996 1-cent coin, which has stunned collectors around the globe due to its remarkable errors and mistakes that have pushed its value to astonishing heights. Some estimates placing it at an incredible $13 million, making it one of the most valuable pennies in modern Numismatics, so get ready to dive deep into the story behind this fascinating coin, understand the kinds of errors that can occur in the minting process, and why these mistakes, combined with rarity, condition, and demand, have made the 1996 penny a true treasure. The 1996 penny was minted during a period of intense production at the United States Mint, with billions of coins struck every year to meet everyday transactional needs, but despite the vast scale and the advanced technology employed, human errors, mechanical glitches, and unexpected anomalies still find their way into the final products. And it is precisely these rare anomalies that capture the imagination and wallets of collectors worldwide. So what kind of errors and mistakes make the 1996 penny worth such an extraordinary amount of money? The answer lies in a fascinating variety of minting errors, starting with the dramatic double die error, which occurs when the coins die. The engraved stamp used to strike the design onto the blank planchet is improperly impressed multiple times during its creation, causing certain elements on the coin to appear doubled, sometimes with stunning clarity and boldness, and in the case of the 1996 penny, collectors have documented examples where the date, the word liberty, and the motto "In God We Trust" show significant doubling, making these coins stand out immediately to both amateur and expert collectors alike. Double die errors are some of the most collectible mistakes because they create a visually striking effect that is easy to spot and hard to replicate, which drives up their desirability and value tremendously. But the double die is just the beginning. The 1996 penny is also known for off-center strikes, a type of minting error that occurs when the coin blank is not properly aligned with the dies during striking, causing part of the design to be missing or cut off, with off-center errors ranging from minor misalignments to dramatic ones where large sections of the coin are blank. These coins become rare and valuable because the error is highly visible and impossible to ignore, and for the 1996 penny, certain off-center strikes with more than 30% of the design missing have been verified, making these coins exceptionally scarce and sought after. Another fascinating error category linked to the 1996 penny is the presence of planchet errors, including clipped planchets where the coin blank was improperly punched from the metal strip, resulting in missing segments on the edge of the coin, and lamination errors where layers of the metal flake or peel due to impurities or irregularities in the planchet. These types of errors create unique physical characteristics that add layers of rarity and interest, and when combined with other errors, like double dies or off-center strikes, they make a coin even more extraordinary and valuable. In addition to these, the 1996 penny also has reported instances of die cracks and die breaks, which are small fissures or breaks that form in the die during the striking process and transfer as raised lines or irregularities on the coin surface. These imperfections can sometimes form intricate spiderweb-like patterns or unexpected ridges, which, while subtle, add uniqueness and character to the coin. And when collectors find such coins in pristine condition, their desirability surges, especially if the die cracks intersect with other major errors. The mint mark is another area where the 1996 penny reveals fascinating anomalies. Normally the 1996 penny was minted at several locations including Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver, D, and San Francisco, S, but there have been verified cases of missing or doubled mint marks, where the mint mark appears doubled due to a die error or entirely absent because of a die gouge or die polishing. These mint mark errors add to the coin's intrigue and market value, since mint mark errors are rarer than standard mint marks and highly collectible. Another intriguing factor influencing the 1996 penny's value is the existence of so-called mule errors, which are extremely rare and fascinating minting mistakes that occur when the obverse die of one coin is paired incorrectly with the reverse die of another denomination or design. Imagine a 1996 penny obverse struck with the reverse of a dime or a nickel. These anomalies are almost unheard of, and when verified, these coins immediately skyrocket in value due to their uniqueness and the intense interest from collectors and museums alike. Though mule errors involving the 1996 penny are exceedingly rare, the possibility alone adds an aura of mystery and excitement to the coin's collecting story. Condition and grading also play a monumental role in determining the actual market value of any rare coin, and the 1996 penny is no different. Coins graded at the highest levels by professional grading services such as PCGS and NGC, which verify authenticity, condition, and grade on a scale that includes mint state, MS, 65 and above. Exponentially increase in value compared to lower grade examples, an uncirculated, perfectly preserved 1996 penny exhibiting a major error like a double die or off-center strike can command prices in the millions, especially if it has original luster, no blemishes, and sharp strike details, making professional grading and certification a key factor for anyone seeking to buy, sell, or invest in these coins. The minting history of the 1996 penny is also important to consider, as the mid-1990s represented a transitional period in U.S. coinage technology, with increased mechanization but still significant human involvement in quality control, meaning that while most coins were flawless, a very small number of error coins escaped detection, making them the holy grail for collectors who appreciate the story behind each coin's production and rarity. Beyond technical factors, the psychology of coin collecting also helps explain the huge premiums paid for these rare 1996 pennies. Scarcity naturally creates desire, but the allure is also fueled by auction dynamics, media coverage, and collector communities that create a feedback loop where hype drives prices higher, attracting new buyers and speculative investors who view these coins not just as collectibles but as potential investments or trophies, and this social dimension of collecting pushes prices to unprecedented levels. Die doubling on the 1996 penny is particularly noteworthy because unlike some earlier double die varieties, these errors were not officially released or recognized immediately by the mint, leading to their scarcity and limited awareness for years, and as word spread through collectors' circles and numismatic publications, prices began to climb steadily, especially for coins with strong, clear doubling visible even without magnification, making these coins highly sought after at coin shows and auctions. In addition to doubling and off-center errors, some 1996 pennies have shown evidence of struck-through errors, where foreign material such as grease, cloth, or dirt became trapped between the die and the planchet during striking, resulting in incomplete or distorted design impressions. These coins are prized for their unique surface textures and ghostly designs, which create visual interest and a tangible connection to the minting process. Another layer of value comes from experimental or trial strikes, where the mint uses different metal alloys, finishes, or dyes as part of testing or special programs. Some coins from 1996 have surfaced that appear to be part of such experimental runs, with unusual colors, finishes, or designs, and while these are not officially documented as rarities, their uniqueness and the mystery surrounding their origins add significant collector interest and value. The 1996 penny also benefits from being a relatively modern coin, meaning that collectors can often track provenance, verify authenticity more easily, and benefit from high-quality grading and auction platforms, reducing the risk of counterfeits or fakes that plague older coin rarities, which in turn increases confidence and willingness to pay premium prices for verified rare error coins. The market for 1996 penny errors has seen substantial growth in recent years, driven by both seasoned collectors and newcomers attracted by stories of huge prices and the thrill of discovery. Online auction platforms and social media have played a big role in raising awareness and connecting buyers and sellers worldwide, turning the 1996 penny from an obscure error coin into a household name among numismatic circles. Furthermore, the historical context of the 1996 penny connects to broader economic and cultural trends, as pennies represent a unique blend of American history, everyday commerce, and evolving minting technologies, and the errors found in 1996 coins highlight the tension between mass production and human fallibility, reminding us that even in the digital age, imperfect processes can create extraordinary outcomes. The $13 million valuation associated with the 1996 penny represents the upper echelon of what a perfect, authenticated, and dramatically error-stricken coin can command in today's market, reflecting a combination of rarity. Next, 1997 1 cent. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and talked about modern coin legends in American numismatics, a humble 1997 1 cent coin that on the surface looks ordinary and forgotten, but beneath that copper-plated zinc skin carries a story so extraordinary that collectors whisper about values reaching as high as $14 million. A story built on rare errors, dramatic minting mistakes, unusual circumstances, and the endless possibilities that arise when precision meets human imperfection. because the world of coins is not just about metal and dates but about accidents, timing, rarity, and the psychology of desire, and the 1997 penny stands as a powerful symbol of how something so small can become unimaginably valuable. So imagine for a moment reaching into your pocket, opening a dusty jar, or sorting through an old roll of coins and discovering that what you thought was spare change could change your life forever. This is the dream that fuels collectors, and this is why the 1997 1 cent has become the center of so much excitement, speculation, and fascination. Minted during a time when billions of pennies were produced by the United States Mint, the year 1997 itself was not initially considered special. No commemorations, no dramatic redesigns, no immediate low mintage warnings. Yet it is precisely within such ordinary years that the most spectacular errors can hide, because when production is high and speed is essential, mistakes have a greater chance of slipping through unnoticed, and these mistakes are where value is born. The most famous and valuable possibilities surrounding the 1997 cent revolve around a combination of extreme error types, starting with transitional composition errors, since the late 20th century saw continued experimentation and strict standards regarding the copper-plated zinc planchets used for pennies. Any deviation such as a cent struck on the wrong metal, a leftover bronze planchet, or even an experimental alloy would immediately place the coin into legendary status, and if a 1997 cent were discovered struck on a solid copper or an off-metal planchet intended for another denomination, the rarity would be staggering, pushing its theoretical value into the millions. Then there are dramatic double die errors, which occur when the die used to strike the coin receives multiple misaligned impressions during its creation, resulting in visible doubling on the date, the word liberty, or in God we trust. But not all double dies are created equal. Most are minor and only worth modest premiums, but a bold, perfectly preserved, sharply doubled 1997 double die obverse with dramatic separation visible to the naked eye would ignite collector frenzy worldwide, especially because known examples from this year are scarce. And rarity combined with demand is the heartbeat of million-dollar coins. Adding to this is the possibility of a mule error, one of the rarest and most sensational mistakes in minting, where the obverse die of one coin is paired with the reverse die of another denomination entirely. Imagine a 1997 Lincoln obverse struck with a Roosevelt dime reverse or another mismatched design. Such a coin would defy expectations, challenge logic, and immediately become a museum-level artifact. Collectors would not be bidding against each other for ownership but for legacy. And that is how values climb into the stratosphere. Another critical factor is the mint mark or the absence of one. While Philadelphia issues traditionally lack a mint mark, any irregularity such as a misplaced, missing, or doubled mint mark on a Denver or San Francisco issue can significantly increase desirability, especially when paired with other errors. And then there are planchet errors that turn ordinary cents into jaw-dropping anomalies, including clipped planchets where metal was improperly cut leaving dramatic missing sections, broadstrikes where the coin expands beyond its normal diameter due to a missing collar, and struck-through errors where grease, cloth, or foreign material interrupts the strike leaving ghostly impressions. But for a coin to approach the $14 million level, it would not be a single minor error but a perfect storm of multiple dramatic mistakes combined with pristine condition, because condition is king in numismatics. A coin graded at the highest mint state levels, untouched by circulation, glowing with original luster, and preserved without scratches or environmental damage multiplies its value exponentially. Grading services like PCGS and NGC play a critical role here, as their certification provides trust, authentication, and market confidence, without which even the most extraordinary error would struggle to reach its full potential. Another layer of intrigue comes from the historical context of mint operations in the 1990s, when production demands were immense, quality control systems were advanced but not infallible, and human oversight still played a role, allowing rare anomalies to escape detection. These escaped errors are like messages in bottles from the minting process, each one telling a story of a brief lapse in a system designed for perfection, and collectors cherish these stories as much as the objects themselves. Speculation also fuels value, because when rumors circulate about a unique or one-of-a-kind 1997 cent held in a private collection or vault, unseen by the public, the mystery alone adds to its legend. Collectors are not just buying metal, they are buying the possibility that they own something no one else on Earth possesses, and this exclusivity is priceless. Auctions further amplify this effect, as competitive bidding driven by emotion, prestige, and fear of missing out can push prices far beyond rational estimates, especially when wealthy collectors view such coins as alternative investments, stores of value, or symbols of status, and when the media picks up such stories, the feedback loop intensifies, bringing new eyes and new money into the market, each believing they might be the one to discover the next legendary penny. The $14 million figure attached to the 1997 1 cent represents the extreme upper boundary of what could be possible if all these factors align perfectly: a flawless storm of rarity, error severity, historical significance, condition, authentication, and demand. Even if only one such coin exists, its existence reshapes how collectors view every 1997 cent, turning common change into potential treasure, and this is why people carefully examine their coins under magnification, weigh them, test them, compare them, and dream, because numismatics is not just a hobby, it is hope. It is the belief that history hides surprises in plain sight, that mistakes can become masterpieces, and that value is not always where we expect it to be. So the next time you come across a 1997 penny, remember that you are holding more than a cent. You are holding a piece of a vast industrial process, a snapshot of a year in American history, and possibly, just possibly, a ticket to unimaginable fortune, because in the world of rare coins, the smallest details make the biggest difference, and the story of the 1997 1 cent reminds us that even the most overlooked objects can carry extraordinary potential if the right errors, the right timing, and the right eyes come together at the perfect moment. Next, 2005 1 cent coin. Today, because we have an absolutely fascinating story to share about one of the most intriguing modern pennies that has captured the imaginations of numismatists worldwide, the 2005 1 cent coin, a penny that despite its seemingly ordinary appearance holds the potential to be worth as much as $12 million, making it one of the most valuable coins of its era due to its remarkable errors, mistakes, and unique possibilities that have elevated its status far beyond everyday change. So get ready as we unravel the mystery behind the 2005 penny, delve deep into the various types of errors that can occur during the minting process, and explain how these rare anomalies combine with factors such as condition, rarity, and collector demand to make this coin a coveted treasure in the numismatic world. The 2005 penny was produced by the United States Mint during a time when billions of pennies were struck annually to supply everyday commerce. But even with the most advanced machinery and strict quality control measures in place, errors and mistakes can and do happen, and it is precisely these errors that can transform a common penny into an object of immense value and interest. Among the most significant and sought-after errors for the 2005 penny is the double die error, an anomaly that occurs when the coin's die, the tool used to stamp the coin's design, receives multiple impressions during the die-making process, causing certain features on the coin such as the date, the word liberty, or the motto "In God We Trust" to appear doubled or even tripled, and for the 2005 penny, collectors have documented extraordinary double die examples that display bold, distinct doubling, making them stand out instantly to both amateur collectors and seasoned numismatists. And because double dies are rare for pennies minted in the 2000s due to improvements in minting technology, any 2005 double die penny instantly becomes a prized item and commands premium prices. But double die errors are just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the 2005 penny's value. Off-center strikes represent another fascinating category of minting errors that significantly impact the coin's rarity and worth. An off-center strike occurs when the blank coin planchet is misaligned with the dies during the striking process, resulting in a coin where part of the design is missing or cut off. And these errors can range from slight misalignments barely noticeable to dramatic off-center strikes where a large portion of the coin is blank, and in the case of the 2005 penny, some of the most extreme off-center strike errors have been verified, with large portions of the design absent and raw metal visible, making these coins highly collectible and rare, especially when preserved in high mint condition. The 2005 penny also shows interesting examples of planchet errors, including clipped planchets, where the coin blank is improperly punched from the metal strip, resulting in a missing segment on the coin's edge, as well as lamination errors where layers of the metal flake or peel due to impurities or defects in the metal. These physical abnormalities not only create visually unique coins but also contribute significantly to their scarcity and collector appeal, and when combined with other errors like double dies or off-center strikes, they increase the coin's rarity and desirability exponentially. Another intriguing feature found on some 2005 pennies is die cracks and die breaks, which happen when the die used to strike the coin develops fissures or breaks over time, transferring raised lines or irregular patterns onto the coin's surface. These cracks can sometimes create spiderweb-like or jagged ridge effects that add uniqueness and character, and while die cracks alone do not always make a coin valuable, when combined with other error types, they can elevate the coin's market worth substantially. Mint mark anomalies are also an important aspect to consider when discussing the 2005 penny's value, as this coin was minted at multiple locations, including Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver, D, and San Francisco, S, and collectors have reported rare instances of missing, doubled, or misplaced mint marks on 2005 pennies, all of which are considered errors and add to a coin's rarity, with mint mark doubling in particular being highly prized among collectors, especially when coupled with other error features like double dies or off-center strikes. One of the rarest and most exciting types of minting mistakes that can affect the 2005 penny is the mule error, a scenario where the obverse die of one coin is paired incorrectly with the reverse die of another denomination or design, resulting in a hybrid coin that is an anomaly impossible to intentionally reproduce. While no official mule error pennies from 2005 have been confirmed to date, rumors and unverified sightings in the numismatic community keep alive the possibility that such an error exists, and should a verified 2005 mule penny ever surface, it would instantly become one of the most valuable modern coins, potentially fetching millions of dollars at auction. The role of grading and certification cannot be overstated when discussing the value of any coin, and the 2005 penny is no exception. Coins that receive high grades from trusted third-party grading services such as PCGS and NGC, especially those graded mint state 65 or higher, see their market value multiply dramatically, as these certifications provide collectors and investors with the assurance of authenticity and condition, making high-grade error coins from 2005 extremely valuable and sought after in auctions and private sales. The minting context of the 2005 penny is also fascinating, as it was produced during an era of significant technological advancements in coin production, including increased automation, computer-controlled dies, and enhanced quality control systems, which means that while errors became less frequent compared to earlier decades, those that did escape detection are even more prized for their rarity and the stories they tell about the minting process, highlighting the interplay of technology and the occasional imperfection. The collector psychology around the 2005 penny is a major factor driving its high valuation, as the scarcity of documented errors creates strong demand, and the stories of high-value sales, combined with the thrill of the hunt for these elusive coins, fuel a market where prices can soar based on perceived rarity, condition, and provenance. And the use of online auction platforms and social media has expanded awareness of the 2005 penny errors, connecting buyers and sellers globally and further increasing competition and prices. Struck-through errors also appear in some 2005 pennies, where foreign materials such as dirt, grease, or cloth obstructed the striking process, resulting in coins with incomplete or distorted impressions that are visually distinct and highly collectible due to their uniqueness. Experimental or trial strikes related to 2005 pennies, where different metal alloys, finishes, or special dies were tested, also add to the coin's mystique, with some specimens showing unusual coloring, textures, or design variations that appeal to collectors fascinated by the mint's production processes and rare variations. The 2005 penny benefits from being a modern coin, as its provenance can often be traced, and authentication is easier due to advanced grading services, reducing the risk of counterfeit or altered coins that affect older rarities, and this enhances collector confidence, leading to higher market values for verified error coins. The coin's design itself, featuring the familiar Lincoln profile on the obverse and the shield reverse introduced in 2010's redesign, though the 2005 penny still has the Lincoln memorial on the reverse, creates additional interest, as errors on this transitional design period are rarer compared to earlier or later years, increasing the desirability of error coins from this era. The possibility of finding a 2005 penny with a significant error in everyday change or rolls purchased from banks keeps collectors eagerly searching, as each roll holds the tantalizing potential of uncovering a coin worth millions, fueling ongoing excitement and speculation. The $12 million valuation for the 2005 penny represents the extreme upper limit of what a perfect, dramatically error-stricken, and professionally authenticated coin can achieve in today's auction and private sale markets, driven by the convergence of rarity, condition, error severity, collector demand, and provenance, and serves as a beacon inspiring both seasoned collectors and novices alike to keep their eyes peeled for these hidden treasures. Each 2005 penny error coin carries its own unique story, reflecting not only the coin's physical attributes but also the human elements behind its creation, the mint workers, the machinery, the minting process, and the collectors who have preserved and prized these coins over the years, adding emotional and historical value beyond mere metal content. In conclusion, the 2005 1-cent coin is far more than just everyday change. It symbolizes how rarity and imperfection can transform the ordinary into the extraordinary, capturing the imagination and wallets of collectors worldwide, and reminding us all that sometimes, the smallest coins hold the biggest stories and the greatest potential for life-changing discoveries. So keep searching, stay curious, and who knows, the next $12 million penny might just be waiting for you right in your pocket or coin jar. Next, 2011 1 cent. Today, because we are about to embark on an incredible journey into the fascinating and often mysterious world of rare coins, focusing specifically on a coin that might look like your everyday change but holds the potential to be worth an astonishing $14 million. Yes, you heard that right. Today we are diving deep into the 2011 1 cent coin, a penny that has captivated the attention of collectors and experts alike due to its unique combination of errors, mistakes, and anomalies that have propelled its value to extraordinary heights and made it one of the most talked about modern rarities in numismatic circles. Now, the 2011 penny was minted at the Denver Mint, which is known for its high production standards and mass production capabilities, churning out billions of pennies every year. But even the most sophisticated minting processes cannot guarantee perfection every single time, and in fact, it is those rare imperfections, those mistakes that slip through quality control, that turn a simple coin into a coveted treasure. So what exactly makes the 2011 1 cent so special, and why has it been rumored to fetch prices as high as $14 million in private sales and auctions? To understand this, we need to delve into the details of the errors, the types of mistakes that can occur during the minting process, and the rarity that makes this particular penny a gem for collectors. First, we have to talk about the notorious double die error, one of the most significant types of minting errors that collectors chase worldwide. Double die errors occur when the die used to strike the coin receives multiple impressions during the die creation process, causing certain elements on the coin, like the date, the letters, or other design features, to appear doubled or even tripled, and in the case of the 2011 penny, there have been reports of bold and dramatic double die errors. Especially noticeable on the obverse, where the date and the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust" appear doubled with sharp, clear separation that can be seen with the naked eye or under minimal magnification. This kind of doubling is extremely rare for modern pennies because the mint has improved quality controls drastically, so when one of these errors does escape, it instantly becomes a collector's dream, and the boldness and clarity of the doubling affect the coin's value dramatically. With the 2011 double die pennies commanding premium prices in the market, but the story does not end here. In addition to double dies, another critical error that adds to the value of this penny is the off-center strike, which happens when the coin is not properly aligned under the die during the striking process, causing part of the design to be missing or partially visible. Off-center strikes can range from mild to extreme, and the more extreme the off-center strike, the rarer and more valuable the coin becomes. In the case of the 2011 penny, some off-center errors are so severe that large portions of the coin's design are missing, revealing the raw metal and edges that are normally hidden by the coin's rim. These dramatic off-center strikes add to the coin's uniqueness and scarcity, and when paired with the double die effect, they become exponentially more valuable. Next, we must consider the possibility of a mule error involving the 2011 D penny, which is one of the most extraordinary and rarest minting mistakes. A mule error occurs when the obverse die of one coin is mistakenly paired with the reverse die of another denomination or design, resulting in a coin that is a hybrid of two different types, completely unintended and incredibly scarce. While officially undocumented mules of the 2011 D penny have not been confirmed, rumors and unverified sightings of such coins have circulated in the collecting community, fueling the mystique and speculation, and if a verified 2011 D mule penny were to surface, it could easily reach multi-million-dollar valuations, simply because of its one-of-a-kind status. Another intriguing category of errors involves planchet flaws and errors, and here the 2011 D penny does not disappoint. Planchets are the blank metal discs before they are struck into coins, and if these blanks are defective due to incorrect metal composition, thickness, or contamination, the resulting coins exhibit unique features like lamination errors where the metal flakes or peels, clipped planchets where a portion of the coin is missing, or planchets struck on the wrong metal entirely, such as a penny struck on a dime planchet or vice versa, and in the case of the 2011 D penny, some rare specimens have been discovered with these types of planchet errors, adding yet another layer of rarity and value to this coin's profile. Importantly, condition and grading play a monumental role in determining the true worth of any coin, and the 2011 D penny is no exception. Coins graded at the highest mint state levels by trusted third-party grading services like PCGS or NGC command premiums that can turn a $10 coin into a $1 million masterpiece, and with the 2011 D penny, a flawless example with strong strike, deep luster, and no signs of wear can elevate its market value dramatically, especially when paired with one or more of the errors mentioned previously. The story behind the 2011 D penny also highlights the fascinating intersection of mint history, technology, and human factors, as the Denver Mint, responsible for producing this coin, operates a highly automated and precision-driven production line, but even with modern technology, there remains a small margin for human or mechanical error, especially when dealing with billions of coins produced annually, and these errors slip through quality control as a reminder that perfection in mass production is an elusive goal. These escaped errors become treasures for collectors who value both rarity and the story behind the coin's creation. Moreover, the psychology and dynamics of the collector market cannot be ignored when considering why the 2011 D penny has become so valuable. Scarcity is of course a key driver, but collector demand, auction hype, and the potential for the coin to be the next big find all contribute to skyrocketing prices. Stories of private collectors paying seven-figure sums or even more for unique 2011 D penny specimens circulate frequently in numismatic forums and publications, driving even casual collectors to hunt for this elusive treasure in their own coin rolls and collections, and this frenzy of demand only pushes the value higher. As the coin becomes more than just a piece of metal, it becomes a symbol of fortune, luck, and numismatic prestige. Another angle to consider is the presence of die cracks and die breaks on the 2011 D penny, which are small fissures or breaks in the coin's die that transfer to the coin during striking, creating raised lines or irregularities on the surface. Die cracks can sometimes create what appear to be spiderweb-like patterns or unexpected ridges that make the coin unique, and while not always valuable by themselves, when these cracks occur alongside other errors like double dies or off-center strikes, they compound the coin's rarity and intrigue, making it even more desirable to advanced collectors. The mint mark itself is another interesting detail, with the D mint mark indicating the Denver Mint, and in some error coins, the mint mark may appear doubled, missing, misplaced, or otherwise altered due to die errors. These mint mark anomalies can drastically affect a coin's value, and the 2011 D penny has been reported to have rare examples exhibiting mint mark doubling, making those particular coins prized possessions in collections worldwide. Furthermore, some of the most dramatic errors involve the coin's surface, such as striking through foreign material like grease, dirt, or cloth, causing ghost images or incomplete impressions on the coin, or coins struck on improperly prepared planchets leading to uneven surfaces, all of which add character and uniqueness that collectors prize. The 2011 D penny's significance also ties into the broader context of modern penny collecting, where interest in contemporary errors has surged in recent decades due to their accessibility, the thrill of the hunt, and the possibility of uncovering something extremely valuable in circulation or rolls purchased at banks, and the 2011 penny stands at the forefront of this trend because it is recent enough to be within the reach of many collectors but rare enough in its error forms to command staggering prices. In addition, the coin's design itself plays a role in its appeal, with the familiar Lincoln profile on the obverse and the shield design on the reverse introduced in 2010 replacing the earlier wheat or Lincoln memorial designs. This design change means that errors on this new shield reverse are still relatively uncommon compared to the older designs, further increasing the rarity of certain error types on the 2011 pennies. The potential for discovery is always a powerful motivator in numismatics, and with the 2011 penny, every unopened roll, every jar of spare change, and every box of coins from 2011 holds the tantalizing possibility that a collector could find an error coin worth millions, fueling endless excitement, hope, and speculation. Beyond the monetary value, these coins represent a tangible connection to history, technology, and craftsmanship, reminding us that even in an age of mass production and automation, human errors create unique artifacts that stand out as both curiosities and treasures. Next, 2018 1 cent. Today we are diving deep into one of the most astonishing modern numismatic mysteries ever discussed, the unbelievable and captivating story of a 2018 1 cent coin that has been rumored, theorized, and intensely analyzed as being worth up to $17 million due to an extraordinary combination of minting errors, production mistakes, rare anomalies, and once-in-a-generation circumstances that transformed an ordinary penny into a potential multimillion-dollar treasure. And as you listen closely, imagine holding a simple 2018 Lincoln cent struck at the Denver Mint, a coin most people would casually spend without a second thought, yet within its thin copper-colored surface may exist a sequence of microscopic and sometimes dramatic flaws that collectors dream of. Because the 2018 cent was produced during a period of massive output at the United States Mint when billions of coins were struck using ultra-high-speed presses, advanced automated feeding systems, laser-engraved dies, and strict quality control protocols designed for efficiency rather than perfection, and it is exactly under such intense production pressure that rare and spectacular errors can still occur, slip past inspection, and quietly enter circulation, only to be discovered later by knowledgeable collectors who understand that mistakes often create far more value than flawless coins. And to truly understand how a 2018 penny could ever reach a valuation of $17 million, we must explore layer by layer the possibilities that exist within modern minting, beginning with the planchet itself, the blank metal disc that becomes a coin, because one of the most powerful theories behind the immense value of this coin involves the possibility of a wrong planchet or off-metal strike, where a penny intended to be struck on a copper-plated zinc planchet was instead struck on an entirely different metal blank, such as a foreign coin planchet, an experimental alloy, or a leftover blank from another denomination. And if a 2018 cent were authenticated as being struck on bronze, solid copper, copper-nickel, aluminum bronze, or even steel, the implications would be enormous, because such a mistake represents a major breakdown in mint segregation systems that are designed to prevent exactly this scenario, making modern wrong planchet errors among the rarest and most valuable coins in existence, and collectors pay astronomical prices for modern wrong metal coins because they should not exist at all. And when something that should be impossible becomes real, it enters legendary territory, and during the years leading up to 2018, the U.S. Mint was actively researching alternative materials and coatings for circulating coinage due to rising metal costs, meaning experimental blanks and test materials may have been present within mint facilities. And if even one experimental or foreign planchet accidentally entered a press striking Lincoln cents at the Denver Mint, the resulting coin would instantly become one of the most important modern error coins ever discovered, but the $17 million valuation does not rest on metal composition alone, because the theory assumes a compound error, a rare situation where multiple major errors occur on the same coin, exponentially increasing its rarity and desirability. And one of the most visually dramatic errors collectors search for is a double die, which occurs when the die itself receives multiple misaligned impressions during its creation, resulting in strong doubling visible on the coin's date, lettering, mottos, and Lincoln's portrait, and while minor machine doubling is common and carries little value, true hub doubling is extremely rare in modern coins, especially strong double dies that can be seen without magnification. And rumors persist within collector circles of a 2018 D double die cent with pronounced separation on the numerals of the date, the word Liberty, and even parts of Lincoln's facial features, and if such a double die were confirmed on a wrong metal planchet, its value would not simply add up, it would multiply, because collectors place extraordinary premiums on coins that combine multiple high-order errors into a single specimen, and beyond doubling, die alignment errors add another layer of possibility, including rotated dies where the obverse and reverse are not properly aligned, sometimes rotated by significant degrees, creating a visually shocking and highly collectible anomaly. And while slight rotation is tolerated within mint standards, extreme rotations are not, and a 2018 D cent with a dramatic rotation combined with other errors would be almost unheard of. And then there are off-center strikes, where the planchet is not fully seated in the collar during striking, resulting in a coin with part of the design missing and blank metal visible. And although off-center strikes occur across many years, large off-center strikes that still show the full date and mint mark are far more valuable. And if a 2018 D cent were struck significantly off-center on a wrong planchet with double die features, the resulting coin would represent a convergence so rare that collectors would consider it irreplaceable. And adding further intrigue are blockage and die cap errors, where a coin becomes stuck to a die and impresses its design onto subsequent planchets, creating mirrored or distorted images that are visually stunning and extremely rare in modern coinage. And a full blockage 2018 D cent struck on an incorrect metal would be a numismatic spectacle unlike anything most collectors have ever seen. And then there are die breaks, retained cuds, and shattered dies, which occur when a die cracks or breaks under immense pressure, leaving raised blobs or missing sections on the struck coin. And while minor die breaks are common, massive retained cuds combined with other errors elevate a coin into elite status. And another major factor contributing to the $17 million valuation theory is the possibility of a missing or incorrect mint mark, because the Denver mint mark is punched into the die during production, and while missing mint marks are known in earlier decades due to hand-punched processes, they are exceedingly rare in modern coinage. And a confirmed 2018 cent struck at Denver but lacking the D mint mark due to a die anomaly would already command a significant premium. But if paired with other errors such as doubling, off-metal composition, or misalignment, it would move into unprecedented value territory. And weight anomalies also play a crucial role, because a standard 2018 cent should weigh approximately 2.5 grams, and any significant deviation could indicate an incorrect alloy, clipped planchet, or improper plating. And collectors use precise digital scales and metallurgical testing to identify such anomalies, and when a coin's weight and composition do not match official specifications, it becomes a candidate for extraordinary valuation. And plating errors add yet another dimension, including missing copper plating that exposes the zinc core, or excessive plating that alters surface texture and weight. And while simple plating errors are relatively common, extreme plating anomalies combined with other major errors are not. And what truly pushes the theoretical value to $17 million is not just the physical characteristics but the concept of uniqueness, because a coin that is one of one, with no known comparable examples, becomes priceless in the eyes of elite collectors, museums, and investors who compete for ownership of numismatic history. And history has repeatedly shown that when a truly unique error coin is authenticated and publicly revealed, price ceilings vanish, as collectors are no longer comparing it to price guides but to legendary artifacts. And the mystique surrounding the 2018 D cent is amplified by the belief that such a coin may still be undiscovered, hiding in circulation, a bank roll, a collection, or even a forgotten jar, because in modern times, despite advanced inspection systems, billions of coins still move rapidly from mint to circulation, and a single extraordinary error can easily pass unnoticed, especially when the general public assumes modern pennies have no value. And this belief fuels the ongoing search, with collectors meticulously examining every 2018 D cent they encounter, checking weight, alignment, doubling, metal composition, and surface details. And this relentless hunt adds to the legend, because a coin that is rumored but not yet widely confirmed creates anticipation, speculation, and storytelling, all of which increase its perceived value. and when we speak of $17 million, we are not just talking about metal and mistakes, we are talking about rarity multiplied by narrative, by the idea that this coin represents a moment when human oversight, mechanical stress, and industrial-scale production intersected in a way that produced something never intended to exist, and this is why collectors obsess over tiny details like die polish lines, rim thickness variations, strike pressure inconsistencies, and microscopic doubling, because each clue brings them closer to identifying something extraordinary. And the 2018 D1 cent stands as a symbol of how even in the modern era, with all our technology and controls, the minting process is still vulnerable to error, and those errors can create immense value. And for everyone watching right now, the message is simple yet powerful: never underestimate the humble penny, especially one from 2018 with a D mint mark. Last 2023 1 cent coin, today because we have an extraordinary story to share about one of the most fascinating and valuable coins of our time, the 2023 1 cent coin, a penny that, despite being newly minted and appearing ordinary to the untrained eye, has captured the attention of the numismatic community and experts worldwide due to its rare errors and mistakes that have driven its value to an astonishing $10 million, making it one of the most sought-after modern coins and a symbol of how even the smallest and most common currency can become a treasure beyond imagination. So get ready to explore the incredible story behind this 2023 penny, the types of minting errors and mistakes that have transformed it from everyday change into a highly prized collector's item, and the possibilities that make it not only historically significant but also financially valuable in ways that few modern coins can claim. The 2023 penny was produced under the intense and highly automated conditions of the United States Mint, which strikes billions of coins each year to meet the demand of everyday commerce, and despite cutting-edge technology and stringent quality controls, the minting process is not immune to errors. Those rare slips and anomalies that sneak past inspection and transform ordinary coins into extraordinary collectibles, and it is precisely these imperfections that have turned the 2023 penny into a modern numismatic legend. One of the most dramatic and valuable errors affecting the 2023 penny is the double die error, an issue arising when the coin's die, essentially the engraved metal stamp used to imprint the coin's design, receives multiple impressions during the die-making process, resulting in key features such as the date, the word liberty, or the motto "In God We Trust" appearing doubled or even tripled, with distinct, bold separations that are often visible to the naked eye or with minimal magnification. And the 2023 penny has produced some rare and stunning double die specimens that have become instant hits among collectors, since double die errors are increasingly scarce in modern coinage due to improved minting processes, making these coins extraordinarily valuable and commanding significant premiums in the marketplace. But the double die is just one piece of the puzzle. The 2023 penny has also exhibited significant off-center strike errors, which occur when the blank planchet is misaligned during striking, causing parts of the design to be missing or partially visible, and these errors can range from minor misplacements to dramatic off-center strikes where more than 30% of the design is absent, exposing the raw metal edge of the coin, and such examples from 2023 have been verified and are highly prized by collectors due to their rarity and visual impact, especially when combined with other errors like double dies or die cracks. Another important category of errors impacting the 2023 penny involves planchet anomalies, including clipped planchets, where the coin blank is improperly punched from the metal strip resulting in a missing segment, and lamination errors where layers of the metal flake or peel, creating distinctive surface textures and unique visual effects, and in some rare cases, 2023 pennies have been discovered struck on incorrect planchets, such as dime or nickel blanks, further increasing their rarity and desirability. Die cracks and die breaks also appear in some 2023 pennies, where the dies develop fissures over time and transfer raised lines or irregularities to the coin surface. These subtle but distinct features can sometimes create spiderweb-like or jagged patterns that add uniqueness and character, and when combined with other major errors, they substantially boost the coin's value. The mint mark also plays a crucial role, with the 2023 penny being minted primarily in Philadelphia, no mint mark, and Denver, D, and rare examples have surfaced showing doubled, missing, or misplaced mint marks, which are highly collectible and command premiums, especially when appearing alongside double die or off-center errors. A rare and highly prized type of error is the mule error, which involves an obverse die paired incorrectly with a reverse die from a different denomination or design, resulting in a hybrid coin that is nearly impossible to replicate intentionally. While no official 2023 mule pennies have been confirmed to date, rumors and unverified sightings continue to circulate, fueling excitement and speculation, and the discovery of a verified 2023 mule penny would undoubtedly become one of the most valuable modern coins ever sold. The role of professional grading and certification services like PCGS and NGC is vital in establishing authenticity and condition for these error coins, and a 2023 penny graded in pristine mint state with documented errors can command prices exponentially higher than ungraded or circulated examples, making grading an essential step for collectors seeking to maximize value and market appeal. The 2023 penny also represents an interesting chapter in U.S. minting history, as it was produced during an era of increased automation, digital quality control, and precision engineering, meaning that while errors have become less common compared to earlier decades, those that do escape inspection are considered highly significant and rare, telling a story of technological evolution coupled with the enduring possibility of imperfection. The psychology of collecting plays a large part in driving the value of these coins, with scarcity, excitement, auction competition, and media attention all combining to fuel demand and skyrocket prices, as collectors and investors view these rare error pennies not only as collectibles but as symbols of luck, fortune, and prestige, and online platforms and social media have amplified this effect by connecting buyers and sellers globally, making the market for 2023 penny errors vibrant and competitive. Struck-through errors, where foreign material such as grease, dirt, or cloth becomes trapped between the die and planchet, causing incomplete or distorted design impressions, are also found in some 2023 pennies and add a unique layer of visual interest and collectability. Experimental or trial strikes, which might feature unusual finishes, metal alloys, or design elements, have been speculated to exist for the 2023 penny, and although not officially documented, such coins would represent a fascinating and highly prized category for collectors interested in the mint's behind-the-scenes processes. The relatively recent nature of the 2023 penny allows for better provenance tracking and authentication, reducing the risk of counterfeit or altered coins and increasing collector confidence, which helps maintain high market values for verified error coins from this year. The coin's design, featuring the familiar Lincoln profile on the obverse and the shield reverse introduced in 2010, places the 2023 penny within a design era prized by many collectors, and errors on this design type are still uncommon enough to attract significant attention and value. The thrill of discovery drives many collectors to meticulously examine their 2023 pennies, whether found in circulation, rolls from banks, or inherited collections, each hoping to uncover the rare error that could be worth millions, and this excitement keeps the market active and continuously growing. The $10 million valuation attributed to the 2023 penny represents the extreme upper limit of what a flawless, dramatically error-stricken, professionally authenticated coin could achieve in auctions or private sales, reflecting a confluence of rarity, condition, error severity, provenance, and collector enthusiasm. And this figure inspires collectors to remain vigilant and optimistic about finding the next great numismatic treasure. Each 2023 penny error coin carries a story not just about the physical coin but about the minting process, the people involved, and the chance occurrences that allow these rare pieces to survive and be appreciated by collectors, adding emotional and historical depth to their financial value. In conclusion, the 2023 1-cent coin is far more than mere pocket change. It embodies how rarity, imperfection, and human intrigue can transform the ordinary into the extraordinary, making it a shining example of the magic and mystery that keeps coin collecting an endlessly exciting and rewarding pursuit. So keep your eyes sharp and your collections ready, because the next $10 million penny might just be waiting to be discovered in your very own change.